Connacht secure bonus point victory over Scarlets as Welsh struggles continue in URC. Connacht delivered a commanding performance to defeat the Scarlets 31-14 in their United Rugby Championship clash on Friday night, earning a crucial bonus point victory at the Dexcombe Stadium. The Irish side showed composure, power, and defensive discipline to overcome their Welsh opponents, whose season continues to be marked by inconsistency and frustration. While the final scoreline suggested a comfortable win, the match itself had several dramatic moments, including disallowed tries, a brief Scarlets resurgence, and a contrast in playing styles that shaped the outcome of the contest. Below are 5 key takeaways from the encounter. The match in context. The game began cautiously, with both teams feeling their way into the contest during the opening stages. For the first 15 minutes, neither side was able to convert possession into points as the defensive lines remained largely intact. The breakthrough finally came through Connacht forward Sean Jansen, who powered over the line after a quick tap penalty near the Scarlets' try line. The try reflected Connacht's willingness to rely on their forward pack and play direct rugby when close to the opposition line. Once the scoring began, the tempo of the match immediately increased. Connacht thought they had doubled their lead shortly afterwards when John Devine finished off an excellent backs move in the corner. However, celebrations were cut short when the try was ruled out following a review. The decision proved significant because it gave the Scarlets renewed hope. The Welsh side soon thought they had drawn level after forcing their way over the line, but the referee again ruled the try out after determining the ball had been held up in the tackle. Those back-to-back disallowed scores set the tone for a night filled with controversial moments and fine margins. Connacht reassert their control despite the missed opportunity earlier in the half. Connacht eventually strengthened their grip on the match. Once again it was Jansen who delivered the decisive blow. The powerful forward crossed the try line for his second score of the night with a classic pick-and-go effort from close range. Connacht's pack had gradually begun to impose themselves physically, and the try reflected their dominance around the fringes of the ruck. The Irish side carried that momentum into the second half. Prop Jack Aungier crashed over from short distance early after the restart, extending Connacht's lead and putting the hosts firmly in control. At that point, it looked as though the game might slip away entirely from the Scarlets. Scarlets fight back with moments of brilliance to their credit. The Welsh side refused to collapse. They responded with one of the most entertaining moments of the night. Winger Carwyn Leggatt-Jones executed a clever chip kick down the right flank before regathering the ball himself in a superb display of skill and awareness that he quickly offloaded to centre Joe Roberts, who finished the move with a try that reignited the contest. Suddenly, the Scarlets had momentum. Moments later Roberts produced another moment of magic, delivering a stunning offload that evoked comparisons with the style of Antoine Dupont. The pass created space for Ioan Jones, who darted through a defensive gap before stepping his way over the try line. Within minutes, the Scarlets had cut into Connacht's lead and threatened to turn the game on its head. Connacht delivered the decisive response just as it seemed that the momentum had shifted. Connacht struck again. The Irish province produced another well-constructed attack to score their fourth try of the night, securing the crucial bonus point and effectively ending the Scarlets' hopes of a comeback. Late tries from Fiachna Barrett and Ioan de Bitlier ensured the final scoreline reflected Connacht's superiority. The match still had room for additional controversy, though. Connacht supporters voiced their frustration when a powerful close-range drive was ruled out because the ball was not clearly grounded. Later, Scarlets player Jack Davies also had a try disallowed after officials spotted a forward pass during the build-up. The final whistle eventually arrived after Connacht secured the last scrum of the match and calmly kicked the ball into touch to confirm their victory. A clear contrast in playing styles. One of the most interesting aspects of the match was the stark difference in how both teams approached the game. Connacht relied heavily on direct, physical rugby. Their forwards repeatedly carried the ball into contact, aiming to dominate collisions and gradually wear down the Scarlets' defensive line. This methodical approach allowed them to maintain territorial control and create scoring opportunities through sustained pressure. The Scarlets, by contrast, attempted to play a far more expansive style of rugby. They frequently spread the ball wide, used varied kicking tactics, and looked to exploit space with creative passing. When those moves came off, they produced some of the most exciting moments of the match. However, the risk associated with that style also created problems. Scarlets often forced passes or kicks that were not on, resulting in costly turnovers. By the end of the game, the Welsh side had conceded an alarming 11 turnovers, while managing to win just one turnover themselves. That imbalance proved extremely damaging. Nevertheless, the moments of brilliance that led to their 2 tries demonstrated that their attacking blueprint has potential. If they can reduce mistakes and improve decision-making, the Scarlets may yet find success with this approach. Connacht's defensive excellence. Another key factor in the result was Connacht's impressive defensive organization. For large portions of the match, their defensive line proved extremely difficult to break down. At one stage during the first half, Connacht recorded an outstanding 95% tackle success rate. Although that number dipped slightly to 92% by full time, it remained a highly impressive figure considering the physical demands of the contest. The Scarlets also improved their defensive numbers in the second half, raising their tackle success from 87% to 91%, reflecting their increased intensity after halftime. However, statistics only tell part of the story. Connacht's defensive structure forced the Scarlets into taking risks. With the defensive line holding firm, the Welsh side felt compelled to attempt extra passes or ambitious kicks in order to unlock the defense. Those decisions often resulted in turnovers. On the other side of the ball, Connacht maintained relentless pressure through repeated carries, forcing the Scarlets to make tackle after tackle until errors began to appear. Set-piece concerns for Connacht. Despite the convincing win, Connacht will be aware that their set-piece performance left room for improvement. The Irish side won only 83% of their scrums and 70% of their lineouts, numbers that will concern the coaching staff. Against stronger opposition, those statistics could prove costly. Set-piece reliability is essential for maintaining control in tight matches. Losing possession at scrums or lineouts can disrupt attacking momentum and hand valuable territory to the opposition. Fortunately for Connacht, their defensive organization prevented the Scarlets from capitalizing on these weaknesses. Still, improving the set piece will likely be a priority ahead of tougher fixtures later in the season. Impact on the United Rugby Championship table. The result has significant implications for both teams in the United Rugby Championship standings. For the Scarlets, the defeat represents another setback in a difficult campaign. Having failed to collect any league points from the match, they remain 15th in the table, just 4 points ahead of Zebra Parma. Their struggles this season highlight the need for improved consistency and reduced error rates. Connacht, on the other hand, benefited enormously from their bonus point victory. The 5 points gained allowed them to leapfrog Ospreys and climb to 9th place in the standings. They now sit just behind the Bulls, who still have a game in hand. Looking ahead, Connacht will now turn their attention to their upcoming clash with the Stormers, another important fixture in the race for a URC playoff position. Maintaining their defensive discipline while tightening up the set piece will be crucial if they hope to continue their climb up the table. For the Scarlets, the focus must be on cutting down mistakes and finding a better balance between ambition and control. Their attacking potential is clear, but unless they can reduce turnovers and improve their forward platform, victories will remain difficult to secure. Final thoughts. Connacht's 31-14 victory ultimately reflected their superior structure, discipline, and physicality, while the Scarlets produced flashes of creativity and attacking flair. Their inability to maintain possession and limit errors proved decisive.